If you've ever wondered where your mutt came from or what health issues your dog might run into down the line, you're not alone. Embark is a dog DNA testing company that made it onto Forbes' Next Billion-Dollar Startups list this year. The company was started by Ryan Boyko, a canine geneticist, and his younger brother Adam, who has a master's degree in public health.
I was interested in dog genetics about 8 years before I founded the company. I started a project with my brother, actually, to go around the world and collect DNA from dogs around the world so we could better understand where they came from, how they spread across the globe, because they are this unique bond. They have this unique bond with people. You can go on our website or Amazon, Chewy, places like that, order a test and it'll show up at your door. And then it's just a simple cheek swab. So for 30 seconds, you swab your dog's cheek. There's instructions, videos, all of that to make it easy. Drop it in the mailer that we provide, and in about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll get your results. So you get an email that says your results are ready. There's the health results and then the breed results. And then even after that, we update you with new relatives for your dog, sometimes add new health tests and all of that. To understand the biggest problems that afflict dogs, cancers and hip dysplasia, all of that, you really need 1 million or more dogs in a database so that you can find these complex genetic associations. It's not just one gene, it's many genes coming together. And there just wasn't money available via academic channels to build that kind of database of dogs. You could maybe get a few thousand dogs. And at the same time, we saw 23andMe's success in the market, and we also saw, as we tried to recruit dogs for these studies that my brother was doing in his lab, that lots and lots of people were like, yes, I want to do this, and what else can you tell me about my dog? And the answer was, well, we're an academic lab, we can't really tell you anything about our dog. All of that kind of came together and coalesced in this idea that we could provide people with actionable information now, with interesting information now. We could provide breeders with tools that would actually help breed longer-lived, healthier dogs right now, and at the same time be building a database of information that's going to allow us to make discoveries that help dogs live longer in the future.
The company launched in 2015. This year, they expect to make $72 million in revenue, up nearly 50% from $50 million last year.
Breeders, for one, use us as part of a core part of their breeding program. So of course they are in some ways these artists essentially who are trying to breed a dog for some purpose, whether it's to be the ideal family pet or to win Westminster or to be a great herding dog, whatever it is. But underlying all of that is the need for dogs that are healthy, dogs that live a long time. And so this is really a tool where they can take all the other tools that they do to breed for those things while using us to make sure they're also doing that in light of what would make the healthiest dog. About a third of our users say that after they get our results, a third of just average pet owners, when they get our results, say they change at least something about their dog's care routine, whether it's diet or exercise or training or toys or whatever it is. And many of the things that we do test for, most of the health conditions we find in dogs, there is something that you can do, whether from changing diet to changing the environment to that kind of thing, in order to reduce their risk.
Ryan says they stand apart because they test more thoroughly than other DNA kits on the market.
About 3 years ago now, we launched the first ever canine relative finder. Dogs are born together in a litter. Usually those siblings and parents are in the same geographic area. And so in lots of cases, people decide to meet up and they have these amazing stories of their dogs meet and they seem to already know each other and play and all of that.
The company is worth around $700 million and is looking at how to use its growing genomic database to improve canine health and longevity as it grows.
We are in this for the dogs. At the same time, we have had conversations with companies that are really interested in human health, and there are definitely conditions, because they've shared our environment for so long and they share certain traits with us, where they are a really, really good model for them in a human sense. So the idea here, though, is they're not we would never use dogs as research subjects like rats in the lab or something. We would be trying to help dog health, and a nice byproduct of that could be that some of the advances made in dog health may be able to be translated into human medicine as well. We, one, believe that the test should become the standard of care for all dogs. You know, things like predisposition to get bladder stones, where you can feed the dog a different diet and avoid that, instead of now what happens is you learn it the hard way, basically, when your dog is in a lot of pain and unable to urinate and you have to take them to an emergency vet, and it's both painful and costly to learn that information. And here you can learn it much more cheaply and actually do something about it before it becomes a problem.